Hi, Pre-Algebra. We are jumping into 10.9, independent and dependent events. Good news. This whole week is pretty simple. I'm going to try to make the videos as short as possible, knock out your homework, and be done early, okay? This is very much review. We are not going to get into the same depth as we would have in the classroom, but I do want to make sure that we just kind of keep reviewing, okay? So we've been talking about probability. We've been talking about different types of graphs and things like that. Well, we know that things have a certain possibility of happening. Technically, anything could happen, but there's a way to calculate, hey, is this probable? If you lost a tiny back of your earring in the entire school, probably not going to find it. If you lost a cow in the school, you probably would find it, right? There's some sort of a probability of the outcome, okay? So there are two different types of events, independent and dependent events. So stop and think about just the meaning of independent and dependent. Independent means by yourself, right? So every single event that we do, every single time we pull a coin out, every single time we spin the spinner, every time we do any of these things that we might try to find its probability, will that time affect another time? If you go into the kitchen and you pull a cookie out of the cookie jar, will that affect which cookie someone gets left? Well, yes, because you're not going to put the cookie back. The whole point is that you would eat it, right? Well, if you pulled a pen out of a jar and you wrote something, you would put it back. And so then the next person to pull a pen has the same probability that you did to grab a certain kind of pen. Okay, so independent is when it does not affect the other events. So my pen example, independent. If you're spinning a spinner, I'm going to spin it all you want. The next time you still have the same probability of what you're going to spin, right? What about dependent events? This is if what happened in that first event is going to change what happens in the second event. So you eat the cookie, and now there are no more vanilla cream cookies. I know this is like turning into a thing, okay? Vanilla cream cookies for someone to pull out of that jar, and so maybe they got a different kind, and it affected what happened. Maybe there was a bag of marbles, and you pulled one out. If you keep it, it won't be there. What if we had in our class, what if I called one of you up to the front, pull your name out of the jar with the sticks? There's a certain probability that your name gets pulled, right? Well, if your name is pulled and you're standing at the front, now everyone else has a different probability than they did the first time, because I'm not going to put your stick back. You're already in the front, and I'm looking for 3 volunteers. That would be an example of a dependent event. Okay? Your goal today is to be able to identify if something is independent or dependent. That's it. Really, that's it. All right, so let's say we have some spinner here, and we have a coin. Think about this for a minute. My probability to spin a 6, well, there are 6 pieces or choices, so that's my hole that's on the bottom, and I have one of those, so there's only 1 6, so my probability is 1/6 of spinning a 6 on this spinner, right? Now, if I spin it again, it's not changing. The 6 doesn't go away because I already used it. Same with coins. If I flip this guy and I get heads, and then I flip him again, the heads isn't gone. It's still there. These are both examples of an independent event. Okay, so I could get heads again, I could get tails then the next time. Okay, I could get heads every single time. Now, that's not very probable, but whatever I get the time before isn't affecting what I'm getting the next time, and that is the crucial part. Okay, so if you're ever keeping something, or if you are spelling a word with Scrabble tiles and you already used one of them, it's not going to be there anymore. It changes. All right, this is my terrible drawing of socks, but if you had a drawer full of socks and you pulled one out, and you have 2 feet, so you're going to pull a second one out. Well, let's say you pull out the red. Let me get my black. Okay, pull out the red sock. Okay, that one's not in your drawer anymore. So the probability that you pull a red was there were 5 socks, 1 out of 5. Okay, now I guess you're going for a mismatch day. Your second draw only now has 4 socks in the drawer because you kept one out. Let's say you wanted to see if you could get a red and a yellow. Well, this next time there's only 1 yellow, but there were only, 1 yellow still from before, but there are only 4 socks. So this is event 1 times event 2, and you aren't even going to need to do these. This is just because I started and can't help myself. Event 1 times event 2 would give me 1/20th. It would be the probability to get a red and a yellow sock. Okay? Not replaced, so it is going to be a dependent. It depends on what you get the first time to see what you could get the second time. That is dependent. Okay, that is literally it. Your homework is 1 through 10, deciding if the situation is independent or dependent. All right, catch you tomorrow. Have a great day.